Okay, hello to everyone. My name is Cătălina CRIFTAN. I'm Associate Professor at Babeș-Bolyai University, the Faculty of Economics and Business Administration. And I will be your host for today's introductory course entitled Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Definitions and Interdependencies. I will continue because we started a little bit late. I will continue with the following elements. So the agenda, today's agenda, we are going to discuss a little bit the approach, the expectations, the requirements for this course. Also, I will highlight the courses that you will have access to. And also, we will speak a little bit about the evaluation methods. Definitely, you can interact me if you have questions. I know that this is the first course, and normally, because in first course we introduce the terms, sometimes it's quite difficult to come up with, to develop an interactive course, but I will provide you information, useful information that you are going to useful information for what will happen during this discipline. So feel free to ask questions in case you don't understand something. Okay. Also, I will in the second part I will highlight some elements that are quite important to take into consideration once we talk about entrepreneurship. So we will define some terms. What is an entrepreneur, the advantages and disadvantages of being an entrepreneur. Also, we will see some perspectives in entrepreneurship, taking into consideration the social mission or the mission of the organization, actually. And we will see that we have different typologies here of entrepreneurship. Also, we will speak about the degree of innovation as a criteria, and also we will highlight some approaches. Definitely, once we speak about innovation, about entrepreneurship, innovation is an important part of the process. So we will see the way, we will discuss about the ways we can enhance creativity and innovation inside our organization. Some key takeaways, some conclusions, and there will be, after this presentation, there will be an evaluation. After each course, you will have an evaluation that will you will have access to a quiz that will be available to you at 7:30. But up to then, I will give you more details about what you have to know about this course. So, as you may know, this course will be online, and you will have the opportunity to interact with people, academics and practitioners that have a lot to say about entrepreneurship. All the data, all the materials are going to be available on Professor Damir Ceasuciu's web page. Actually, he is responsible for this course, and he is very much supportive in providing all the materials you need in order to learn as much as possible about entrepreneurship. Of course, the content and the materials will be provided to you through this webpage. So all the information that is important in order to follow this course, you will find here on damirceasuciu.ro, Fundamente de Antreprenoriat. So the recordings, in case some of you will not be able to attend all the courses, you will have the access to watch the videos, also the slides. You will have here some useful references provided by the instructors or the academics that provided the courses. As you may know, this course is quite popular among students. So 600 among 600 people have enrolled to this course. So because this course is available to every student from all the faculties from Babeș-Bolyai University. We have 22 faculties. So at this point, in each faculty, there is 1 or 2 tutors that will provide you the support. For example, me and my colleague Ana Maria Petre, we are the tutors from the Faculty of Economics and Business Administration. All the students that have questions from our faculty, they have to come up to us first, ask questions, and then we have the role to provide to our students from our faculty the support they need in case they face challenges. So this is the situation in each faculty. So search for the list. If you are from other faculty, search the list of the tutors and feel free to ask them questions about this course, if you have any, of course. This is how the webpage looks like, Fundamente de Antreprenoriat. This course the first course is going to be available in 3 languages. Today is not going to be available in Hungarian as far as I understood. But the idea is that it's going to be available in Romanian, English, and in German. But what you have to know is that Fundamente, on the webpage, you will find all the materials you need. The evaluation method, because I told you that at the end of each course you will have the possibility to you will have a quiz, and then what you have to know about this is that at 7:30 this will be available to you for 30 minutes. Okay, so there will be 5 questions. You will have more than enough time to answer to those questions. The questions, so you will have multiple choices with just 1 correct answer. So the questions are not very difficult, and you will see that are meant to help you to understand even better the theory, to highlight the things that have been discussed during the course. Regarding the scores, this is the final grade formula. As you may know, these courses are going to be available to you for 12 weeks, and then after each course, you will have to take the exam, let's say so. And then at the end, if you're not satisfied with the final score, then you will have another possibility to retake the exam in the re-evaluation. Okay, session. So what you have to know is that the questionnaire, even if the first course is going to be available even if only the first course is going to be available in more languages, the other ones are going to be available only in Romanian. Okay. But what you have to do, and what you have to know, is that you have the possibility to take the exam and to take the exam in Romanian, English, and German, because the quiz is going to be available to you in 4 languages, including Hungarian. So don't forget to choose the language. Is in the corner, and you have to choose the language that you prefer. And then another thing that is very important to take into consideration, don't forget to, of course, to write your names, your details that you have to fill in there, and pay attention when choosing the faculty. Some of the students they skip this, and it's quite confusing in the end and it's quite difficult for us to gather and to consider all the scores, and you might lose the score if you don't choose properly if you choose the wrong faculty, or you don't choose the faculty at all. So regarding the fundamentals in entrepreneurship, what are the courses that you have access to? So first of all, the first course that we will discuss about is going to be about innovation and entrepreneurship. We will speak about definitions and interdependencies. But you have available 12 courses, and what it has to be taken into consideration is that, and I will try to briefly highlight these topics, these courses, also in order to know what to expect. And then the second course will be about digital transformation and innovative thinking. Innovative thinking is a key element in the process, in entrepreneurship process. Also, digital innovation. Without digital innovation, it's quite difficult to be competitive on the market as entrepreneurs. So take into consideration, you will see that this course will provide you valuable insights regarding how to pursue innovation and how to introduce digital solutions in your business concept. Also, you have to take into consideration the fact that everybody has ideas, and at the beginning an entrepreneur has many, and then it's quite important to know how to structure, how to prioritize, how to validate, and to validate in order to validate those ideas in order to create something valuable for the customers, in order to develop the value proposition. So you, in the third course, you will learn about how to do it. Who are the potential customers and what are their expectations? At this point, you have to take into consideration that you have to produce and to provide a product or service for a target market that is representative, and of course, you have to know what are their expectations, and you will learn about how to do it and how to identify that persona, that profile that is relevant to your business model. Who are the competitors? You have to compete with other people that or other entrepreneurs that want the same thing as you want. So definitely knowing what they are doing, how they are doing things, what kind of strategies they have implemented in order to surpass the competition is also a key element. How to build a team. Because at the beginning, you might come up as an entrepreneur with ideas, but then you have to know how to gather a group of people, to work with them, to make them follow your dream as an entrepreneur. But of course, for that, you need to know how to be a good leader, how to motivate them, how to encourage creativity, how to make them work together, because diversity, you will see, is an important element that has to be considered once you want to be creative. A business plan. So knowing how to make a business plan, how to structure your business concept, how to organize your idea in order to set objectives, in order to reach those objectives. So business plan is a useful instrument that will help you in this sense. So you will learn about how to do it. Minimum viable product launching and how to and the way you should launch a product. So what is a minimum viable product? So the minimum viable product has enough features that will give the possibility to the entrepreneur to gather information from early users, early adapters, in order to for future development, in order to improve or to know what has to be done in order to have a better product. So knowing how to launch a product and how to develop a minimum viable product is also something that you will be able to learn from this course. Preparing and delivering a pitch. Communication skills are essential, especially if we are talking about entrepreneurs, because they have to convince people, they have to convince investors, employees to work for them, clients to buy their products, a community to understand what they want to do. And then, of course, knowing how to deliver a pitch, considering the target market, is essential. And you will also have the opportunity to know how to make it and how to do it. Entrepreneurship ecosystem, growth opportunities. Here, you have to take into consideration that as an entrepreneur, there are several organizations, several entities that can provide you support directly or indirectly. So knowing who are those organizations and how to approach them and why they should you should consider them is very important as well. And you are going to learn about entrepreneurship ecosystem and growth opportunities. And funding opportunities. Of course, most of the cases, entrepreneurs rely on their own resources or families, or their own families. But of course, if they have access to low-cost capital, would be is very important to take for the success of their business. So finding funding opportunities that can provide them possibilities to grow much more rapidly is essential, and this is also a course that is going to be available to you. The last week, on the 12th week of this semester, you will have the possibility to meet your colleagues, to meet the trainers, the mentors that worked with you through a workshop. So this will give you the possibility to interact with people, to discuss, and this will be a great chance for you for networking, to find people that can complement your ideas, and why not to make you this event can be a trigger for what you can for you becoming an entrepreneur. Why not? Because there are other opportunities that you have to know that are available to you in our that are provided by our university. I don't know if you know about UBB Student iLab. It's a student incubator. It's a student incubator that gives you the possibility to take your business concept to the next level. There are different types of programs. I will highlight two of them because you have here a QR and you can gather the information you need in case you are interested to promote your and to develop your business concept. So there is an incubation program that will start at the end of this month in March of next month, and then you will have the possibility through the incubation program to have access to mentors and business people that will provide you different courses. But at the same time, they will work with you in order to develop your business concept. For more data, you can go there to section programs and you will see more details about it. Another component that is quite successful, we are in the second semester. We have been able to bring specialists from abroad, from USA mostly, also from Israel, from Luxembourg. For this semester, we have speakers, amazing speakers coming from these countries that I already mentioned, and they will be with us for 1 week. And they will provide intensive courses, but intensive courses, most specifically, you have to take into consideration that there will be practical courses, workshops. Okay, so and then they will provide you frameworks. They will give you some solutions, approaches and then they will provide you also support to implement those tools, approaches in order to develop your business concept. So take a look at the internationalization section and you will find out more about it. Okay, so next, another opportunity that is amazing, and is it available to you, is the innovation labs. So this opportunity gives you the possibility to, actually is a hackathon. For 2 days you can work intensively and develop your business concept. Also, you will have the opportunity to meet people from our ecosystem, investors, business people, mentors, people that can provide you valuable information to grow your business concept. There is a prize as well. so that you have to take it into consideration that can make a difference, of course. And then please take into consideration to submit your form. Fill in your form is available there. And don't forget, if you want to apply for this hackathon on March, do it until March 18. Okay, so these are the opportunities that we wanted to share with you, and I'm pretty sure that this will be quite helpful in case you are willing to follow the entrepreneurial path. And because you are here with us, this means that you are on the right place. So you have all the chances, all the possibilities, all the resources you need. You just need to get engaged, to work hard, and I'm pretty sure that at the end of your journey, you will be very satisfied with what you will get. Let's see what we want to discuss about, and I will start with this quote, Peter Drucker, that Peter Drucker says, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So entrepreneurship gives you the possibility to create your own future. So let's see what an entrepreneur is doing. So definitely the most often associated name with the term of entrepreneurship is the one of Joseph Schumpeter. He considered that the entrepreneur is the innovator who leads the destruction process of capitalism. So at this point, we have to take into consideration that the entrepreneurs are change makers, are change agents. They are trying to come up with new approaches, new ways of doing things. They are leaders, and they try to take the risks and they face uncertainty in order to create value on the market. So, but of course, if we take a look on the Romanian legislation, and please take into consideration this law, because it's our law, even if it's sometimes our law might be quite a little bit too complex, but still we have to know everything and we have to be well prepared. So law 133 per 1999, small and medium-sized enterprises, says that the entrepreneur is an authorized individual or a legal entity who by themselves or through association with other authorized individuals or legal entities incorporate a company in order to engage in commercial activities. But the main purpose is to obtain profit. And of course, you can do that by delivering goods, providing services, and this has to take place on a competitive market. The entrepreneurial profile is very complex. If we take a look, and I'm pretty sure that you had the opportunity to see different entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, and definitely their profile is, as I mentioned previously, very complex. Let's highlight some of the characteristics or the elements that we definitely have to take into consideration. So the entrepreneur has to be optimistic. Of course, they have to believe in themselves, and they have to believe in their business idea and in their chances of success. Most of the entrepreneurs had to face several failures until they have been able to be successful. And then, of course, they have to show responsibility, not only for their own actions, but also now they will represent an organization, and also they have to show responsibility for the products that they deliver, the way they interact with the customers, and all the things that they might influence through their organization. Future-oriented. So why it's important? Of course, they have to be visionaries. They have to look ahead and see. And mostly entrepreneurs are more concerned with what can be done, what can be improved, and less with what they did yesterday. Of course, I'm not saying that they don't have to evaluate and see the results, but they have to be very flexible, very dynamic, and keeping an eye on the horizon and on the future will help them to act much faster. Self-discipline. Of course, they are human beings. Of course, they face challenges like sometimes they don't want to do certain things, or but still they have to keep doing their role, and they have to keep accomplish their tasks. Regardless the way they feel emotionally and physically. Also, we have to take into consideration that perseverance is definitely something that has to be. They have to continue their journey, and they have to put an effort in order to achieve what they want to achieve despite the difficulties. Flexibility, yes, definitely. And they have to know how to face uncertainty, how to take risks, and of course. They have to adapt to new trends, and we see that nowadays the situation changes so. There are so many situations, so many factors that change that create opportunities, but at the same time threats. So you have, as an entrepreneur, you definitely have to know what can be done, and you have to react as quickly as possible. So flexibility is important. Charisma, knowing how to communicate, how to motivate, how to express and present your idea is definitely very important. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in what you deliver. Okay, and this will make others to follow you and to support your activity. And business, high level of energy. They are very energetic, and most of the cases the entrepreneurs are more energetic than an average person. They are eager to learn, and they have to be like that, because in several situations they have to learn by doing, and because they face new situations, and then being flexible, taking risks is part of the process, and failure is a part of the process. And then once they try new things, they definitely, not always they will reach only positive results. So at this point they have to come up with, they have to be perseverant, and they have to improve themselves by learning and never stop learning. Also looking for feedback, the results. Looking for feedback doesn't mean that you have to pay attention to the money, and you have to always to compare it with and provide, always look for the return of your investment in financial terms. You have to know what's happening with what was the impact, what were the results, what can be done in order to improve what you've done, in order to learn, as I already mentioned. So and to create more value. I will highlight here in this slide the fact that there are many things that are very important for an entrepreneur to be successful, but there are 4 key elements that you have to have in mind. First of all, and everything starts with the mindset, that set of values that influence your attitudes, your actions. Of course, if you have a growth mindset, if you are open-minded, if you have the courage to try new things, if you think outside the box, this will help you to try new things, to experiment. And once you try new things, once you follow different paths, you might find different solutions, okay? And then having a growth mindset is the first step. Knowledge. If you choose a certain domain, be a good learner. Try to know everything related to that specific domain. Try to get the newest information, access to the newest information. So this would be extremely valuable to you. Never stop learning. But at the same time, you have to know that theory and practice are 2 different things. Once you know something, you have to try to experiment and try to test it in order to develop capabilities, competencies. Once you choose a domain, a recommendation would be to gather as much as to get experience in that specific domain in order to see the implications, in order to see the challenges that might arise, in order to see the solutions, possible approaches, the processes that can be developed, and so on. And the fourth element, community. So people, you have to know, as an entrepreneur, you have to be well connected. You have to know people, to interact with them, and try to create value based on the networks you are able to set. So, for example, you can learn things from mentors, people that can that can inspire you. Also, you have to take into consideration the fact that investors if they see the potential of your business, they will be supportive if you know where to get them, how to approach them. So community and being able to develop social capital is definitely something that you have to know, you have to pay attention to, and use every opportunity where you meet, when you go somewhere. Try to present your business idea. Try to find people that can help you, and why you can do that by communicating, by telling them what you are doing and what you want to do as an entrepreneur. The benefit of being an entrepreneur, definitely, if I will ask you, you will come up with several solutions, several opportunities. Of course, I will highlight some of the benefits that you can see as an entrepreneur. Of course, you can create your own destiny because you can choose what you enjoy the most. You can choose, entrepreneurship gives you the possibility to choose a domain that you like, that you know about, that gives you satisfaction. Also, you can make a difference because entrepreneurship implies innovation, as I mentioned at the beginning of this course. So innovation and creativity are key elements. Of course, many entrepreneurs have been able to come up with solutions that change the way things were done, and that created major value. For example, in this category, we can introduce social entrepreneurs, those that can make a major difference, especially if we are talking about social and environmental impact. To reach your full potential, if you choose a domain where that you like, of course, you will be much more likely to focus all your energy in that area. So you will see that you will work much easier, and you will not realize the fact that the time is passing very quickly. Make impressive profits. Many entrepreneurs have decided to do that, to follow the entrepreneurial path in order to be rich. So, of course, we see that successful entrepreneurs have a very good financial status. Also, to contribute to the society and to be recognized by your effort. Definitely, entrepreneurs are among the most well appreciated people in their community. Of course, another to do what you enjoy and finally at it. Many entrepreneurs choose to start a business relying on a hobby, and this is great because you will never have to work a day in your life. So, of course, like everything in this world, there are we have pluses and minuses, okay? And then the potential minuses and the drawbacks of being an entrepreneur: uncertainty of income, long hours and hard work. Yeah, this is a norm. Sometimes you have to, at least at the beginning, you have to work very hard. It might be sometimes almost you have to give up to your weekends, to the time with your family, with your friends, and this will rise the level of anxiety, discouragement, will increase the stress, and this is something that you have to be aware that this will come up if you will start this, if you will consider becoming an entrepreneur. But this is the part of the process. And of course, if you are motivated and you want something, I'm pretty sure that this will be this will not stop you to be successful. What you also have to take into consideration is the fact that you definitely have to calculate. Once you start a business, you have to see what are the possibilities, okay? And then in this case, for example, we have to acknowledge the fact that many entrepreneurs have lost their entire investment, and this might happen. But of course, they have to, an advice in this case would be to be realistic and try to see what kind of possibilities are available, if something is not going according to the plan, is the expectations are not going to be reached, then what can be done? Let's see if there is a plan B and what can be done in such a way to reduce as much as possible the impact. Okay, so let's continue with the next topic. Once we talk about entrepreneurship, we have to have in mind the fact that the entrepreneurial process refers to all the stage needed in order to create a startup. And then, of course, not every many startups will not survive in the first 2 or 3 years of activity. So definitely, we have to take into consideration there are many possibilities or advices that have to be taken into consideration once we consider to follow the entrepreneurial path. The first step would be to identify a problem, a need on the market, because people will be willing to pay for that, to pay for the product you provide or the service you provide, if your solution will help them get rid of a suffering, or if that product or service will give them happiness. Okay, and then the next step would be to come up with ideas. Every one of us have creative ideas. I'm pretty sure that you have been in the position to identify a solution, but not every one of us is an entrepreneur. So what we need in order to become entrepreneurs, the next element is a trigger. That factor, that element that makes us to put our ideas into practice. At this point, it can be, let's say, a heritage, or the access to a certain amount of money that can be invested in a certain idea. Also, the loss of a job, and you know that you have to provide for your family, and then you have to do something. This can be another trigger. And of course, we might find many. But this trigger, it can be associated with something that makes us to put our ideas into practice, to go to the next step, which means the implementation. So due to the implementation, we have to analyze the market. We have to see what can be done in order to improve our product. We have to develop a business plan, to set objectives, to clarify, to structure our approach. And the next step would be the startup, the creation of the organization. But what you have to take also into consideration that a startup doesn't mean that a startup is a temporary organization, and that startup has to prove that it is capable to create a scalable business model. Okay, so at this point, a startup becomes a company only after if it's possible, if that startup proves that can provide value to the entrepreneur, and also enough value to the entrepreneur, and enough growth in order to make the business grow. The next step would be the maturity. Maturity is can be associated with maturity in life, in people's life. So maturity means that during this stage, the organization provides enough growth to the to the owner. But of course, at this point, the organization has to find ways to innovate, to come up with new solutions. And there are ways to do that, like product development, market development. What does it mean? Product development means that you have to develop a range of products to ensure the growth of the organization, but also market development, finding new markets to extend the life cycle of the products that you provide. And then harvest. Harvest can be associated with picking the fruit, picking a fruit after years of labor. So harvest can be associated with something positive, meaning that you can sell the business. Also, you can go IPO publicly with your business. Then you can we can associate harvest with a merger, but in the negative scenario, harvest can be also associated with the bankruptcy if the things didn't go according to the plan. Okay, so let's see the next. I told you the fact that I will highlight some perspectives in entrepreneurship, and I will rely on the degree of innovation. Innovation is a component, it's an important element once we speak about entrepreneurship. And of course, according to Bill Owlet from MIT, he actually comes up with two solutions, with two categories, actually, sorry for that. With the categories. He names innovation-driven enterprises. At this point, we have to consider the fact that innovation-driven enterprises are those organizations that are able to create innovative products. They come up with radical innovation, or they change the business model. And then what does this mean? At the beginning, we have to take into consideration that the revenue, the cash flow, because it requires until you reach a certain degree of. Sorry for that, for the noise. I have to mention the fact that if we are referring to innovation-driven enterprises, we have to take into consideration the fact that the revenue, the cash flow at the beginning is going to be negative, mainly because it needs higher investment and more diverse ownership. But once the product is successful, the growth is going to be exponentially. On the other side, we have to take into consideration that another category of organizations are the small and medium enterprises, are those organizations that provide value on the market through the services and products provided. But of course, they do not necessarily revolutionize the industry, but they come up with, as I said, they satisfy an existing demand. And of course, the local market, they address mostly local and regional market compared to innovation-driven enterprises, where we know that there is a higher potential to expand globally, and then, of course, to grow much more. But what I wanted to mention here is that in order to reach innovation-driven enterprises, in order to create an innovation-driven enterprise, it's very much important to have to rely on knowledge of science and engineering, and to be capable to combine it with business essentials. Okay, in order to do that, this is not an easy task. We always say that it's very important to have a diverse team to work with, to encourage creativity. But then there are certain skills, certain categories, certain roles that have to be taken into consideration once we want to develop such an enterprise, innovation-driven enterprise. So analytical and resolution skills have to be identified in an entrepreneurial team, technical expertise, and a good leadership expertise, because knowing how to put together people with different personalities, different skills, different ways of understanding the same thing, and different viewpoints, it can be sometimes and usually it is very challenging. So definitely an entrepreneur that wants to dream big and wants to develop an innovation-driven enterprise has to take into consideration this component. Let's see a little bit, and I will briefly pass through the stages that we have to take into consideration once we consider an innovation-driven enterprise. So an innovation-driven enterprise relies significantly on research and development, so documentation, laboratory research, validation in laboratory, knowing how to operationalize the product in a real environment. All these are required in order to develop the concept. Also, you need to gather information for people that can provide you valuable feedback, and then identify experts, testers that can provide you information in order for your future development. And knowing how to manage such content, knowing how to collect data and how to make it work and have an open validation channel is also something that you have to take into consideration. Okay, not being only, so this means that you have to know how to combine business and technology essentials, because it's not all about discovering the best solution, but you have to know how to manage. So management, knowing how to manage all the processes in order to create value. Market research. Take a look at markets, see what's happening there, pastel analysis, knowing the opportunities and threats available on the market. Also, knowing what are the competitors, direct, indirect, knowing what kind of solutions can be identified in order to, what kind of strategies have to be implemented is also something that has to be considered. Also, prototyping and intellectual property goes hand in hand, because once you come up with, you should create a prototype in order to see how it works, is to test the functionality of the prototype on the market. Also, you have to know, you have to see if others before you have been able to come up with the same solution. If not, then you have to have control over the intellectual property, and OSIM will provide you the support in this area here in Romania. Of course, another thing that you have to take into consideration is that business model. Many entrepreneurs, once they have a product, they think that they will be successful. No, it's very much important to be able to develop a business model. You have to know who are going to be your supplier, your key stakeholders that you are going to work with, how you are going to provide value to the customers, the way you will interact with them, how you are going to deliver the value to them, who is going to be your customer and why, and also the income you will be able to obtain considering the cost. So definitely the business model is an important element. The next step will be scaling up, which means that you have to develop products, you have to develop, you have to create product line and portfolio development. And strategic management, knowing how to manage a multidisciplinary team, also knowing how to manage knowledge, especially now, is mandatory, so important, knowing how to develop process, how to teach and prepare the human resources in order to make use of the available tools, IT tools that can ease significantly the activity if they are properly implemented. Strategic partnership and social capital, collaborating with people, is also essential. Next, another perspective that I really think that is quite relevant is the fact that you have to consider the mission of the organization. And there are two different types: conventional entrepreneurship, those that that actually the profit defines the success of these organizations, while social entrepreneurship are those actually the social and environmental mission defines the success. I want to highlight here a few numbers just to highlight highlight the fact that it's quite important to social entrepreneurship is nowadays has a great success. Globally, according to World Economic Forum, globally there are 10 million social enterprises. Also, they generate 2 trillion in revenue each year, 200 million jobs. This say a lot. And 1 in 2 social enterprises around the world are led by women, for women empowerment, because this is a major trend right now. This is something very important. I will highlight the fact that once we refer to social entrepreneurship, we have to have in mind that social, cultural, environmental value has to be created, okay? And not, the mission is to create social, cultural, environmental value. What you have to take into consideration that they have organizations that promote social entrepreneurship have a strong social mission, and they serve vulnerable groups, those that have faced difficulties in terms of integrating into the economic and social systems. So profit is important. This doesn't mean that they don't need a profit, but they will reinvest the profit in order to sustain the social cause. Of course, there are several facilitators that have to be considered once we refer to social entrepreneurship. Sustainability mindset is one of them. Once we have once we value and we show respect for social justice, we value the resources and the way they are used, definitely our actions are going to be accordingly. Inclusive community, showing value for actually an inclusive community values all the members. Everybody can provide value, no matter the characteristics and the differences between people. Social change has to, it refers to the improvement that vulnerable groups can have access to. Of course, if we have financially and autonomous mechanisms, this will help them significantly to improve, because if we are dependent on donations and sponsorships, if we depend as an organization on others, then it will be much more difficult to set a clear strategy and to have enough autonomy in decision-making process. And social innovation, coming up with new approaches, new ways of doing things in order to create long-lasting social impact. So in terms of social entrepreneurship, here I would like to highlight the fact that there is a major difference between social entrepreneurship and corporate social responsibility. So corporate social responsibility, actually conventional enterprises sustain, conventional enterprises are those that promote corporate social responsibility. The main purpose is to be profitable, and they get involved in social, in charities actions or philanthropic actions because they want, the owner wants to, because they want to come up, because they want a better image on the market, because they want to attract customers, or because they value those elements. So considering this, we have 3 types. Considering the complexity of the strategies implemented, we have 3 types of organizations. But of course, the main idea is that CSR is promoted by organizations, conventional enterprises that want to achieve profits, while non-for-profit organizations are those organizations that come up with, that have as a main purpose the social mission. The way they are doing that it's a little bit different. And I want to mention the fact that social enterprises are hybrid organizations, are able to develop commercial activities, meaning that they can sell products and services on the market, and the surplus is reinvested in order to sustain a social cause. Just a few numbers regarding what's happening in Romania. You have here a law 219 that gives you the possibility to observe more about and you can see what does this law involves. Also, I have to tell you that in Romania nowadays, according to ADV, we have registered 2,623 enterprises. Regarding the social entrepreneurs, definitely they are special kind of people that can create social mission, and then they are actually people that revolutionize the industry. And the social entrepreneurs are not only that the ones that run or are involved in managing a social enterprise or a not-for-profit organization, but also people that create such system and promote other contribute to the development and the creation of such entities. We have several examples in Romanian market, and we have people that have made miracles, considering the resources available, considering the context provided by the market. I will mention Angela Chițel, ADV. She was great. She is a social entrepreneur that made a difference. And then she has contributed with the ADV to the creation of more than 100 social enterprises here in Romania. Simina Lakatosh is another example. He promotes circular economy through research and practice as well. We have here examples like Andreea Bobiș, Camelia Gui. They are from Romania, from Cluj, and I'm very proud to say that they graduated our university. And Camelia Gui, our faculty as well. Innovation and problem solving. I have to highlight here a few things about the fact that in order to be creative and innovative, we have to get out of the building. We have to try to discuss with people to see what their needs are. There are two approaches. Market pool, meaning that you go out on the market and then discuss with your customers in order to see the needs, the problems, and then you come up with a solution to that specific problem. Technology push is when mostly engineers and scientists come up with this approach, but they based on the research and the activities that they are doing, that they see opportunities to develop new products, new technologies, and afterwards they want to see how it can be implemented on the market. Both ways can provide a lot of values, of course, and here I have to take into consideration the fact that I want to mention the fact that creativity and innovation are a little bit different. Creativity is the capacity to create ideas, while innovation, putting those ideas into practice. Once you have an invention means that you have been able to create something new. Okay, of course, in order to have the ownership over that invention, you will have to ask for a patent to OSIM. But what you have to take into consideration is that many inventors were not able to commercialize their invention. So innovation comes when the entrepreneurs are capable to create value for the customers, and the customers will be able to see it. So why it's important here, what is important here to have in mind? In order to create value for the customers, you have to know what are their main difficulties, the challenges that they are facing, what are the current solutions they have access to, and then what can be improved. And this is the source of innovation. Okay. How to promote creativity in order to reach innovation? Of course, there are many ways, and I will highlight few here. Encourage diversity. I already mentioned putting together people from different fields is a source of creativity. You have the opportunity through this course to meet people that are from different specialization. Make use of this opportunity through the workshop that will take place in the 12th week. Learn from any experience, okay? Because failure is a part of the process. You have to know that. And it's not a bad thing. The thing that is very important here is to learn from what went wrong in order to avoid it in the future. Capitalize on hobbies, encourage creative thinking, accept failure, as I already mentioned, is part of the process, is normal, okay? And perceive problems as opportunities to improve yourself, to improve what you produce. And you will see that this will make a difference. Develop internal procedures to collect information. Also, discuss problems and concerns with customers. Ask for feedback. They will provide you valuable information. Not only customers, but also other stakeholders like suppliers, other entrepreneurs. Study the available patents, okay? And learn from be a part of learning communities. These communities can provide you useful information related to what can be improved, what can be done, okay? Some recommended books, my dear colleagues: Small Business Management, Build Better Brains. This is a great book. Talk to Humans as well. This will help you to develop and to develop your knowledge, and it will be very useful. Key takeaways. Here are some elements that you have to consider. So entrepreneurship is for everyone. Those that are passionate about entrepreneurship, they are more likely to be successful. So try to find what is important, what entrepreneurship means to you, and follow that path. If you want to be a social entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur that revolutionizes the industry, you can do it. Of course, you'll see what kind of elements are needed. But what is most important, it's most important is that you have to consider that perseverance will make a difference. Be motivated, have an open mind, be open-minded, and at the same time, entrepreneurship requires is a sport team, requires collaboration. So you have to have a vision and to find people to work with, people that can share the same values. So the quiz. I tried to fit into the time that we had available. So the quiz is going to be available to you in 1 minute or 2 minutes. Also, I want to ask you, don't forget to choose the language for your quiz in order to see. So in the corner, you will see that you can do that. And then here is in the corner of the webpage, once you scan the QR code, and this is the QR code. Go there, and it's going to be available to you most probably in 1 minute. And I will stay a little bit longer with you in case you have questions, and I will be more than happy to listen your questions, and then I will try to answer to them. Okay, to you. So let me know if you have questions. So I hope that you enjoy this course. I wish you good luck, and I'm open to questions. And if there are, you can approach me via my email. Also, don't forget about the opportunities provided by our university, innovation labs, and the UBB Student iLab, the student incubator of our university will help you to transform your business idea into something real. So we are here to help, so feel free to contact us. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.